Today we will do about the remaining portion of the salts what we have done it earlier. Is the first and foremost is plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris is commonly it is in the market it is known as POP or plaster of Paris. It is calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Calcium sulfate hemihydrate means it has got half molecules of water, so we can say CaSO4 not 0.5 is 2 or half is 2. Plaster of Paris is calcium sulfate hemihydrate, or you may have a little doubt how can we have half molecules of water, so we can write on it 2 CaSO4 dot H2O, otherwise it is CaSO4 not half H2O. Half is 2, even when you multiply the here is CaSO4 dot 2 H2O. This is plaster of Paris. It is prepared by heating gypsum at 100 degrees Celsius. What is gypsum? Gypsum is CaSO4 not 2 H2O. So this is dihydrated calcium sulfate, which contains 2 molecules of H2O. When it is heated at 100 degrees Celsius, then we will be getting CaSO4 dot 0.5 H2O plus 1.5 H2O. And when the whole equation is multiplied by 2, then we will be getting 2 CaSO4 dot 2 H2O will be getting 2 CaSO4 H2O plus 3 H2O. So that 1.5 molecules of water is being removed. This is how plaster of Paris is prepared. Gypsum is a naturally occurring substance which is mined from the ground. Understood it? So it may be noted that the plaster of Paris gypsum is to be heated at 100 degrees Celsius. Controlled heating is needed because when gypsum is heated above 100 degrees Celsius, all of its water is lost and you get anhydrous calcium sulfate. It is called dead burnt plaster. It has no such property of becoming hard or soft, etc. etc. Have you understood it? So this was a question asked earlier. Why should gypsum be heated controlled way? Gypsum should be heated at 100 degrees Celsius. If the temperature is above 100 degrees Celsius, then we get anhydrous calcium sulfate. That is only CaSO4 is obtained, which is of no use. Because to the calcium sulfate, we add water, we will be getting a paste. And when it is dried up, it crumbles to powder. So it is of no use. Plaster of Paris gypsum is, as I told you earlier, it is a very hard substance. So that's the reason to the plaster of Paris when water is added. To the plaster of Paris when water is added, it gets converted into gypsum. And that gypsum is the one which is very hard. Have you understood it clearly? Why we say that it is being used for making these molds or even fractured bones are to be rectified for which plaster of Paris is used. But in fact, to the plaster of Paris when water is added, the plaster of Paris becomes hard gypsum. So what is formed over the body when it is plastered is gypsum. It is not plaster of Paris. But we apply the solution of plaster of Paris and band-aid it, and which on drying it becomes a hard gypsum. So to the plaster of Paris when water is added, it becomes a hard gypsum. You know, gypsum is used in the manufacture of cement. Gypsum is used in the manufacture of cement. For what purpose? The setting time of cement depends on the amount of gypsum present. The more the gypsum present, the setting time will be less. Anyway, that is the one. Gypsum industry is a major industry. So gypsum is mined from the ground and it is heated at 100 degrees Celsius to get plaster of Paris. So it is used for making toys, pottery, ceramics. It is used for making other things like decorative materials, medical applications, plastering of the setting of broken bones, smooth surface ornate designs on the walls. You know that POP designs are being made on the walls. Is used for fireproofing material because plaster of Paris is not a combustible material. It is used to make the laboratory apparatus airtight. Understood? This is all what for the plaster of Paris is used. Now, water of crystallization. It is been asked, are these salts dry? So like plaster of Paris, we have got CaSO4 dot half H2O. So it contains half molecules of water. Or gypsum contains CaSO4 dot 2 H2O, 2 molecules of water. Washing soda crystals contain Na2CO3 dot 10 H2O. It contains 10 molecules of water. Green vitriol, we are studying in the first chapter. When it is heated, it contains 7 H2O. Blue vitriol contains 5 H2O. These all the number of water molecules, the fixed number of water molecules present in a molecule of the formula unit is known as its water crystallization. Understood it? What is the meaning? It is the fixed number of water molecules present in one formula unit of the salt. Like we say CuSO4 dot 5 H2O. So now why it is known as crystallization water? Because of the presence of this water, the substance exists as crystals. So blue vitriol, CuSO4 dot 5 H2O, it is crystalline. Green vitriol, FeSO4 dot 7 H2O, it has got 7 molecules of H2O, that makes it crystalline one. Understood it? So this is the presence of water crystallization. Now fixed number of water molecules present in one formula unit of the salt. So all these salts are not dry. They all have got certain number of water crystallization. Now, how do we show that the presence of water crystallization? Like let's take blue vitriol. Blue vitriol means copper sulfate pentahydrate CuSO4.5 H2O is taken in a boiling tube, and we keep the boiling tube in the tilting position and heat it. And you can see water droplets will be condensed on the top of the test tube, and the copper sulfate's color will be changed to white. And when this same liquid falls onto the copper sulfate, it turns to bluish. And this is what it shows. Copper sulfate contains water crystallization. Have you understood it? You take copper sulfate in a boiling tube, heat it strongly. When the boiling tube is to be heated, the boiling tube is not to be kept in the vertical position. Suppose like we are taking the boiling tube and we heat it this way. Understood? When you heat it with this structure, the water droplets will be condensed over there, and then that falls down and it will be getting warmer. Understood it clearly? Therefore, we keep the test tube in the slanting position. In this position, is the candle is heated. You can see beside the water droplets will be condensing, and these droplets of water can be tested to prove whether it is water as well as the blue vitriol. Understood it? So blue vitriol is bluish in color. On heating, it gets changed into white, and when the same liquid is put over that, the color gets changed into bluish. This is what is taking place. Understood it? Now some of these that is all in that acid, bases and salts. Now coming back to these questions, some of the one. Baking soda is used in small amounts in making bread and cake. It helps to make this soft and spongy. An aqueous solution baking soda turns red litmus blue. It also used in soda acid fire extinguishers. Using this information, answer the following. How does baking soda help to make cake soft, spongy? Because what is answer? When baking soda is heated, it releases carbon dioxide. And carbon dioxide is the one which bubbles through the batter that makes it spongy. Understood it? The next one, how does it helps to extinguish the fire? Baking soda, when soda acid fire extinguisher means it contains concentrated H2SO4. Concentrated H2SO4 plus sodium bicarbonate will give sodium bisulfate plus H2O plus carbon dioxide. I will write down the equation for you. NaHCO3 plus H2SO4. NaCO3 plus H2SO4 will be forming what we get is either NaHSO4 plus H2O plus carbon dioxide. Understood? So within that is a steel bottle that into which this is NaCO3 solution. And we have a small bottle here which is filled with concentrated H2SO4, and here is a nozzle. So in case of any fire, what happens? We keep this knob and this bottle breaks. When the bottle breaks, the acid comes in contact with sodium bicarbonate and releases carbon dioxide, water, and high sodium bisulfate or sodium, whatever it is. But when very high pressure is created, so that entire solution will flow out through this jet and the fire get extinguished. Understood it? You know that combustion, for anything to catch fire, three conditions are needed. First one, the substance must be combustible. The second one, it must be heated to attain its ignition temperature. And the third is a supporter of combustion. So carbon dioxide cut off the supply of oxygen and water brings down the ignition to burning temperature of the material, so the fire get extinguished. Understood it clearly? Is the pH of baking soda solution less or greater than 7? Now baking soda is sodium hydrogen carbonate. It is by the, as I told you, the salts. So strong alkali, that is NaOH plus S2CO3 weak acid. The strong base and weak acid will be getting sodium bicarbonate is basic in nature. Because strong base and weak acid, the product is basic. And when the product is basic, that means its pH will be more than 7. And that's the reason, you know, that people who have acidity problems, secretion of excess HCl in the stomach can be neutralized. Remember, an acid can be neutralized only by a base. While drinking excess amount of water and etc., the acid can be diluted, but acidity will be still there. So it can be rectified only by taking an alkaline material. That is why baking soda is being applied or given to the people who have got severe acidity problems. Understood it clearly? When electricity is passed through an aqueous solution of sodium chloride, three products are obtained. Why this is called chlor-alkali process. Aqueous solution sodium chloride plus H2O. When electricity is passed, we get sodium hydroxide, hydrogen and chlorine. Sodium hydroxide is an alkali, therefore it is alkali. Chlorine is another byproduct of the product obtained, therefore it is known as chlor-alkali process. Understood it? Electrolysis of concentrated solution of brine or sodium chloride will give three important products. Caustic soda, that is alkali, chlorine, therefore that process is known as chloralkali, and along with that hydrogen is obtained, which is used as an industrial fuel. All right, this is all in that chapter. Some more questions will. You have been provided with three test tubes. One of them contains distilled water, other two contains acidic and basic solutions. You are given only red litmus paper. How will you identify them? It was discussed earlier. Red litmus paper. Red litmus paper's color will be getting changed only in alkali. So put the red litmus paper in all the three solutions. The one which turns that red litmus to blue is alkali. So we identified that as alkali. Now we have blue litmus paper, and that blue litmus paper can be used to test acid and water. Put that both the solutions, means one by one you put it. The one which changes the color of blue litmus to red is acid, and the one which does not change the color of blue to red or red to blue is water. Understood it? So as I told you earlier, litmus papers are permanent. Using one litmus paper, you can test as many solutions as possible. Understood it? Now, why should, these are all the NCERT questions, why should curd and other sour material should not be stored in copper containers or copper utensils? Stored. Understood it clearly? Because if you serve it, means it is for a few minutes, few less time, there is no harm. But if you are going to store them in copper containers, copper is, you know that it is below hydrogen activities, it is very less reactive, but since the presence of acid, it reacts to produce copper salts. So curd and other sour material should not be stored in copper containers because it gets reacted with the copper or brass. Brass is also an alloy of copper. So it will be reacting with that curd to produce copper salts, and copper salts are poisonous. Like you know that blue vitriol solution plus lake lime, that is copper sulfate plus calcium hydroxide solution, is known as Bordeaux mixture, which is used as a fungicide. Have you understood it clearly? So copper salts are poisonous. Therefore, curd material should not be stored. Curd-like material should not be stored in copper containers. Understood it clearly? Which gas is usually liberated when acid reacts with metals? Illustrate. You know that that statement is which gas is when all those metals which are above hydrogen in the activity series will react with diluted acid and liberate hydrogen. We cannot say that which gas is released. We have studied it. Concentrated H2SO4 plus metals will be getting sulfur dioxide gas. Concentrated HNO3 plus metals, we get nitrogen dioxide gas. But hydrogen gas is released when the metals react with diluted acid, remember, and every metal don't react. All those metals which are above hydrogen in the activity series will react and displace hydrogen when the acid is diluted. Understood it clearly? So that is what. A metal compound reacts to produce effervescence. As I told you earlier, effervescence is a term used only when the gas is released with the froth comes up. Like how we take the soft drink bottles, you open the, shake the bottle and open it up, what happens? The carbonated water comes up. And that process is known as effervescence. The release of carbon dioxide under high pressure. Release of carbon dioxide under high pressure is. So in any question, anywhere, if it is written effervescence is released, make sure it is carbon dioxide. And carbon dioxide gets released when a carbonate is reacted by any diluted acid, HCl, H2SO4, HNO, any acid, carbonates are reacted, carbon dioxide is released, and carbon dioxide comes up with effervescence. Understood it clearly? And say that if the final product is sodium chloride, so it is sodium carbonate or sodium bicarbonate plus HCl will give you sodium chloride plus H2O plus CO2. That is what the one. Then HCl, HNO3, etc. they show acidic nature, whereas alcohols and glucose, they also contain hydrogen that does not show acidic nature. Remember the definition of acids. Acids are those compounds which provides hydronium ions in aqueous. So why alcohol does not change? Why alcohol does not show the acidic nature? Because it does not produce hydronium ions in water. Have you understood it clearly? So anything that produces hydronium ion in aqueous is acid. So if something they said XYZ is not showing acidic nature, simple answer is it does not produce hydronium ions in aqueous. ABC shows acidic nature. It produces hydronium ions in aqueous. Understood it clearly? Why does an aqueous solution of acid conduct electricity? Remember electrolytes. Electrolytes are compounds which has ions. And so when acid is added into water, that means dilution process. So it contains ions. And ions are the one which favors the flow of electricity. Remember, current gets flown in two. One is conductors. Copper is a good conductor because it has free electrons which allow the current to be flown. So free electrons that will allow electrons to be flown. And the second one is the compound must have ions. What are ions? Electrically charged particles. If there are electrically charged particles, that also will allow the current to be flown. So supposedly the question is asked, this compound X does not allow current to be flown. Means they are given a setup of apparatus, bulb is attached and all these things are there. And in this solution, the bulb does not glow. Reason, it does not ionize, it does not have any ions. And this compound has, the bulb has blown, that means that contains ions. So current, common statement, current flows if there is a presence of extra electrons and if there are ions. Ions which favors. Remember, sodium chloride solid does not conduct electricity because sodium chloride solid does not contain ions because it is Na plus Cl minus state together the compound is neutral. Whereas when sodium chloride is heated, it melts and molten sodium chloride contains sodium ions and chloride ion that allows the current to be flown. When sodium chloride is put into water, it ionizes into Na plus and Cl minus that. So if a question is why this compound did not conduct electricity? Simple answer is that did not have any ions. Why this element did not conduct electricity? Simple answer is it does not have free electrons. Understood it? And why this substance, why this compound conducted electricity? Because it has got ions. Remember? So as I told you, common salt or sodium chloride solid does not contain ions. Why? Because Na plus Cl minus is neutral. Na plus Cl minus is neutral. That makes the compound electrically neutral. And when it is neutral means no electricity can be flown. And when it is put into water, it ionizes, and that will allow the current to be flown. When it is heated, it melts, the molten thing is also having ions. Dry HCl, remember, dry HCl does not change the color of litmus paper. Simple reason, HCl does not provide, the litmus paper's color is getting changed only by hydronium ions. And hydronium ions are produced in the presence of water. Have you understood it clearly? So dry HCl does not contain H2O, therefore it does not provide hydronium ion, therefore the litmus paper's color is not changed. Whereas wet litmus paper's color gets changed. How does the concentration of hydronium ions affected when a solution of acid is diluted? Hydronium ion, you know that it is a number of hydrogen ions or hydronium ion present in, so as we dilute it, hydronium ion concentration will decrease. Suppose like we say 10 to the power of minus 4 molar HCl and 10 to the power of minus 6 molar HCl. So 10 to the power of minus 4 contains more amount of hydrogen ions. So when it is minus 6, less amount of hydrogen, and so the hydrogen ion concentration decreases. Understood it clearly? Then you have two solutions. One has got pH 6 and another has got pH 8. Which of these two will have more hydrogen ions? Understood it? So pH 6 contain 10 to the power of minus 6 hydrogen ions and pH 8 contain 10 to the power of minus 8. So 10 to the power of minus 6 is larger number, so that will contain more hydrogen ions. Have you understood it clearly? What is pH? Minus log of hydrogen ions. So pH is equal to 6. That means it has got 10 to the power of minus 6 hydrogen ions. And pH is 8 means it has got 10 to the power of minus 8. So 10 to the power of minus 6 is larger, so that will be having more amount of hydrogen. Do basic solutions also H plus ions? Basic solutions are also dissolved in water, and water contain H plus and OH minus. So if it is a basic solution, that also will contain H plus ions. But what has happened? OH minus ions are more, H plus ions are less. That is where the solution is becoming basic in nature. Understood it clearly? A, B, C, D, E tested with 4, 1, 11 and 7 and 19 respectively as a pH, and which is strong. You can understand it. The lower the pH, higher would be its acidic nature. Higher is the pH, higher would be its basic nature. Understood it clearly? So accordingly, strongly basic, strongly acidic, less basic, neutral. And when the pH is 7, it is neutral. All right. Then a salt A is commonly used in bakery products. On heating, it's converted to another salt B, which itself is used to remove a hardness of water and a gas is E. So bakery process, baking, anything baking is written, it is sodium bicarbonate. And on heating sodium bicarbonate, we get Na2CO3. On heating bicarbonate, we get Na2CO3. That is a sodium salt. And what gas is released? Carbonate. This type of simple questions will be asked. In one of the industrial processes used for the manufacture, a gas X is produced. The gas reacts with the lime water to give a compound Y, which is used in bleaching action. Understood it clearly? Manufacture sodium hydroxide, then that process is chloralkali process. And chloralkali process means chlorine is released. And chlorine gets reacted with slaked lime, CaOH twice to produce bleaching powder. CaOCl2 is obtained, which is used in bleaching agent in chemical industry. This way the question is asked. Simple questions. Strong acids and weak acids, you know that. Mineral acids are strong. HCl, H2SO4, HNO3, all these are taken as a strong, and all other acids like organic acid and carbonic acid, etc. are taken as weak acids. All right. The test of hydrogen, how would you test hydrogen? Don't say that pop sound is produced. If a burning splinter is brought near the test tube which contain hydrogen, it burns to the pop sound. Pop sound, pop is a sound that is produced. Understood it clearly? First chapter we have studied it. Decomposition of H2O will be producing hydrogen and oxygen. How would you test them? To the jar containing hydrogen, if a lighted matchstick is brought, It burns with a pop sound, then it is hydrogen. And oxygen supports combustion. That is the reason how oxygen is tested. For baking a cake, baking powder is taken instead of baking soda. You know the differences. When baking soda is taken, on heating it will be producing sodium carbonate, that is washing soda plus carbon dioxide. So the taste of the cake will be bitter in. So to neutralize the taste of washing soda, we use baking powder which contain an edible acid. Understood? Citric acid or tartaric acid, these type of acids are mixed along with the baking powder. So baking powder and baking soda is sodium bicarbonate and baking powder contains an edible acid. Edible acid means along with baking soda, an edible acid is present. Understood? Tooth enamel is the hardest substance in our body. How does it change when we eat chocolates and sweets? These organic compounds, by the action of bacteria present, get oxidized to carboxylic acid. Understood? And this carboxylic acid will, because tooth enamel is calcium phosphate and plus acid reaction, double displacement take place. Due to the reaction double displacement, the tooth enamel get destroyed and the tooth will be spoiled. Understood it? Water crystallization, I mentioned it. So, a substance X is used as an antacid, reacts with hydrochloric acid to produce gas Y, which is used in fire extinguishers. Clear? Antacid means any thing which is basic in nature or alkaline in nature. And it is written that reacts with hydrochloric acid to produce a gas which is used to extinguish the fire. Fire is extinguished by carbon dioxide. Therefore, the substance X is sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate, NaCO3. Understood it? Will be releasing carbon dioxide. Why an aqueous solution of sodium sulfate is neutral? Why sodium carbonate is basic? Simple reason. Sodium sulfate is a salt of strong acid and strong base. Strong base is NaOH and strong acid is H2SO4, therefore it is neutral. Whereas sodium carbonate is the salt of strong base and weak acid, therefore it is basic in nature. Alright? So study this one completely and tomorrow we'll revise of the next one.